What is teratology and tarologist? There are different types of divination. Divination is the means to gain access to supernatural or knowledge of the future. Tarot reading is one of them. It also known as taromancy and teratology. People who practice this form of divination are tarot readers or tarotists, and when they reach perfection they are known as tarologists. Tarot readings, tarotists, psychic advisors. We all know that cartomancy is fortune-telling. Tarot reading or taromancy is also a form of cartomancy. In this, people are said to gain insight into past, present, or future by formulation of question and drawing of cards from the tarot deck. This tarot deck consists of 78 cards, which can be split into two groups, the major arcana and minor arcana. Tarot readings are used for the purposes of teaching, entertainment, healing, guidance, predictions, or communication with a deceased person. Tarot readers or tarotists are needed to use their intuition for this purpose. Several people claim to have heightened intuition who are known to have psychic abilities. People with psychic abilities are psychics. And people who can communicate with the dead are mediums. Tarot readers are popularly known as psychic mediums, and they work as psychic advisors. Types of clairs. There are several types of heightened intuition which are known as clairs. These are psychic abilities. There are 9 types of clairs according to my understanding. Let us starting talking about them from most common to most rare. Clairempathy, clear emotion. This is sensing other people's emotions, thoughts, or symptoms. It is an awareness of emotional energy. As an example, others crying might make you see, or it is important as a clairempath to understand how to balance your empathy. How to not take on the stuff of other people, or walk into energy fields. The difference between clairempath and ascensions is empaths sense the emotion, and sentiences physically feel it. Clairsentience, clear physical feeling. You actually feel the physical feeling in your body that others are experiencing. An example is if someone is having a stomach ache, you feel either pain or a sensation in your stomach too. You may also be able to feel emotional injuries where they may manifest in the body. Clairintellect, clear thinking. This happens when your thoughts can manifest as your intuition. You may notice in conversations that your words come through, and although seem like thoughts, are words from a higher source of consciousness. This can manifest as having epiphanies commonly. You may be inclined towards clair thinking if you are very left-brained and a linear thinker. Clairvoyance, clear seeing. This is the most visual of all the clairs. You receive pictures in the form of images in your mind's eye. They may be vivid dreams, visions, mental images, or mini-movies. You may be able to see colors of auras, etc. Images may be literal or metaphorical. You may incline towards this clair if you are a visual person, and often visual solutions to problems. You may be good at directions or visual spatial problems. Clairaudience, clear hearing. In this, you are able to hear voices or messages from the spiritual realms. People with clairaudience hear messages from spirit that ordinary people cannot hear from their ears. You might be inclined towards clairaudience if you are naturally attuned towards sounds, music, or toning. Claircognizance, clear knowing. This is experiencing a sudden knowing. You know it to be true in your mind's eye, even though you did not hear or see it. It may be a stroke of instant insight, or a download. This clair can also manifest as instincts. Clairtangency, clear touching. You may be able to perceive facts about things or people by touching them. For example, you hold a necklace and come know that it was previously in the ownership of a lady named Brittany who died in a shipwreck. Clairsalience, clear smelling. The insights come through the perception of smell, such as smelling your deceased grandmother's perfume when there is nobody else around. These odors can also be perceived and not actually carry the physical sensation of smell. Clairgustance, clear tasting. This is sensing things through taste even without having that physical source of taste in your mouth. You may taste the favorite food of a deceased loved one. History of tarot. Contrary to popular belief, the tarot did not originate with the ancient Egyptians. It started as a card game called tarotchi in the 1500s. Tarot became more widely known in the 1700s, mostly as an occult tool, a label that then solidified in the early 1900s when English occultist and Golden Dawn member, Aleister Crowley, created the Thoth Tarot deck. Later, Arthur Edward Waite co-created the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, bringing us to tarot as we know it today. Workings of tarot. How tarot works is very complicated or complex, and often people find themselves speechless in trying to explain it. Basically, tarot reflects back to us what we already know. This is our inner wisdom. Tarot helps us to understand our present so that we can predict the future. Meaning that the cards will never tell us exactly what will happen, as we all have free will to make choices and take action which will ultimately lead us to our desired outcome. Tarot helps you understand what path you're heading down and what challenges and opportunities you may encounter along the way. If the cards show an outcome which is not what you want, then you can take action now to change your future. The tarot is perfect for self-development, making choices, manifesting goals, coaching others, planning a business, writing a book, meditating, etc. It's that simple. With such an intuitive tool like tarot, there is no limit to how you can use the cards. Uses of tarot in everyday life. 1. See yes or no answer to your question. 2. Do meditation with cards. 3. Communicate with angels. 4. Gain information about past life. 5. Do aura reading. 6. Communicate with a deceased one. 7. Understand a loved one or a pet. 8. Improve your mental health. 9. Inspiration for creative spark in writing, painting, drawing, poetry. 10. Gain self-awareness. 11. Developing psychic abilities. Coaching and counseling. Choosing your tarot deck. First, look for a personal and intuitive connection with the cards. For this purpose, explore the imagery of each card. You can check out pictures on Google search or watch deck flip through on YouTube. Next thing you need to do is check your experience level. If you're a beginner, it's best to go with Rider-Waite Tarot deck. You can go with traditional or modern tarot deck, it's up to you. Lastly, check the little white book. Most tarot decks will come with a book explaining the artwork and the tarot card meanings. However, some decks have more information than others. And some may have no information at all. Also, choose quality over price. Tarot versus Oracle deck. As you're choosing your first deck, be sure to choose a tarot deck rather than an oracle deck. Do you know the difference? Let's see the difference. Tarot decks tend to have a similar structure. 78 cards with 22 major arcana cards and 56 minor arcana cards. And while the visual elements vary between tarot decks, you'll typically find a consistent essence across all decks. Oracle decks, on the other hand, are more free-flowing. There are no structures or common meanings, no set number of cards. Oracle decks draw from multiple sources of inspiration: angels, goddesses, positive affirmations, animals, and so on. In a reading, I find that both oracle and tarot cards are equally able to give information in the reading. Although you can use tarot and oracle decks together in beautiful ways, we'll be focusing only on the tarot in this guide. So, make sure you choose a tarot deck. When to cleanse your tarot deck. 1. When you first buy it. 2. Each time you pick it up for a reading. 3. When someone else uses it. 4. If the connection feels off. 5. If you've traveled with it. How to cleanse your tarot deck. 1. Shuffling. There are various methods of shuffling which we will talk about later in this book. Shuffling is the most commonly used method for cleaning your tarot deck. It is the most easiest and quickest method available to people. Hence people use it. It is a standard practice before reading and it can help you get acquainted with your cards. 2. Knocking. This is another commonly used method. All you have to do is knock 3 times on your deck and it will remove energies from your deck. This is a quick way to clean your deck for reading. 3. Breath. This is another quick method which is becoming common among people these days. Simply blowing a deep breath over your deck essentially brushes any old energy off of it. 4. Smoke. This is another common method among Indians. Simply hold your deck near the smoke of herbal incense or a dried wand, allowing it to waft over and around and cleanse all of the cards. 5. Crystals. Certain crystals can be great for cleansing decks. You can either set your deck on top of the crystal, if it's large and flat, or place a small crystal on top of your deck to charge it. 6. Salt. Salt is such a powerful and easily accessible tool for clearing. When one of decks is in need of a real reset, put it in a utensil of salt overnight. 7. Sunlight. There's something refreshing about being out in the sunshine and getting some fresh air. And this works on tarot cards too. Moonlight. Just like crystals can be charged under the light of the moon, so can your deck. Place yours right by a window on the evening of the next full moon and letting the sky do its thing overnight. 9. Visualization. You need holding your deck between your hands, closing your eyes, and visualizing a white light surrounding your deck and pulling old energy out of it. 10. Sound. Last but not least, sound is another wonderful tool for cleansing your deck. Singing bowls, music, or even your own voice can work, too. Place your deck in the bowl, or in the presence of the bowl, as you ring it. Storing your tarot cards. The rule of thumb is to remember that your tarot cards are very special and treat them accordingly. The love and attentiveness you show your cards will only deepen the intuitive connection you share. Treating your deck with the utmost care will help it stay clear and cleansed for longer. For this reason, it's nice to keep your deck in a specific place, be it on an altar or a well-maintained shelf. You can wrap it in a piece of fabric, place it in a box, or put a crystal over it. I think putting it away intentionally after each use or at the end of the day is a nice way to care for it both energetically and physically. And if you have a collection of decks, definitely designate a space to store them, like a shelf, basket, or decorative box. Getting to know your tarot cards. Here is the tarot interview spread you need to use for this purpose. 1. Tell me about yourself. What is your most important characteristic? 2. What are your strengths as a deck? 3. What are your limits as a deck? 4. What are you here to teach me? 5. How can I best learn and collaborate with you? 6. What is the potential outcome of our working relationship? Tarot journaling and its benefits. Tarot journaling is the practice of drawing tarot cards from a deck at random and then using them as journaling prompts. Want to know the secret to becoming an intuitive and confident tarot reader? It's all about creating a personal and intuitive connection with your tarot cards. And one of the most effective ways to do that is by keeping a tarot journal. Over time, you will not only gain a much more intimate relationship with your deck, but also with yourself. Imagine a place where you can record your readings, confirm your intuitive hits, create your own tarot card meanings, and ultimately, form an intimate relationship with the tarot and your intuition. That's your tarot journal. How to learn tarot card meanings. 1. Reading about what they mean. 2. Using your intuition and psychic abilities. 3. Learning to read the story in the card. 4. Knowing the systems, like numerology and the elements. 5. Interpreting the symbolism in the card. 6. Attaching personal experiences to the cards to bring them to life. Minor arcana, for suits and 4 elements. Minor arcana is representative of different aspects of day-to-day life. They represent the energy moving through your life right now, which can be easily changed, depending on the actions you take. These are trials and tribulations which have temporary influence. There are 4 different tarot suits within the minor arcana. The suit of cups represents your feelings, emotions, intuition, and creativity. Cups cards often appear in tarot readings about relationships and your emotional connection with yourself and others. The suit of pentacles represents your finances, work, and material possessions. Pentacles cards often appear in readings about career and financial wealth. The suit of swords represents your thoughts, words, and actions. Swords cards often appear in readings about communicating your ideas, making decisions, and asserting your power. The suit of wands represents your energy, motivation, and passion. The wands cards often appear in readings about life purpose, spirituality, and new ideas. Each suit contains 10 numbered cards and 4 court cards: page, knight, queen, and king. The court cards each represent different personality characteristics we may express at any given time. What does it mean to see minor arcana card in tarot reading? In a tarot reading, a minor arcana card will show you what's happening in your daily life, while a major arcana card will show you the critical life lesson you're learning. A minor arcana card will show you the situation you're dealing with currently is temporary and has the potential to change based on the actions you choose. What does it mean when a tarot reading is mostly minor arcana tarot cards? When your tarot reading has mostly minor arcana cards, it's a sign that you're dealing with day-to-day issues that will not necessarily have a lasting influence on your life. These issues are passing through, presenting you with an opportunity to learn from the experience. Look to any major arcana cards in the tarot reading to identify how they may impact your life in the long term. The 4 elements. The 4 classical elements, water, fire, earth, and air, each carry their own energy and symbolic meaning. 1. Water is feminine, symbolic of fluidity, feelings and emotions, intuition, relationships, healing, and cleansing. It corresponds to the suit of cups. 2. Fire is masculine, symbolic of passion, energy, enthusiasm, and sexuality. It links to the suit of wands. 3. Earth is feminine, grounded, stable, supportive, and fertile. The suit of pentacles is hers. 4. Air is masculine and relates to knowledge, action, power, and change. The suit of swords is air's domain. Suit of cups. What do the cups tarot cards mean in a reading? The suit of cups represents your feelings, emotions, intuition, and creativity. Cups cards often appear in tarot readings about relationships and your emotional connection with yourself and others. The negative aspects of the suit of cups include being overly emotional, disengaged or dispassionate, having unrealistic expectations, and fantasizing about what could be. Cups cards may also signify repressed emotions, an inability to express oneself, or a lack of creativity. Generally, Cups people are emotional, artistic, humane, and creative. Cups tarot cards often represent the water astrological signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. When you see a Cups court card in a reading, it usually relates to a person with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio sun sign. What does it mean when a tarot reading is mostly Cups tarot cards? Should a tarot reading be predominantly Cups cards, you are seeking solutions to emotional conflicts, personal interactions, and matters of the heart, feelings, and creativity. The cards of the suit of Cups. Ace of Cups, falling in love, new feelings, creativity. Imagery, a single chalice, offered from a hand extending from a cloud, is overflowing with 5 streams of water that pour into a lake below. Water lilies flourish on the lake's surface. There's also a bird, a white dove of peace, descending toward the chalice. In its beak is a wafer marked with the sign of the cross, for the host, or Eucharist. The chalice is offered with the right hand. 26 dewdrops appear to emanate around the top of the cup stem. Summary: the Ace of Cups bring new love into your life and a lot of creativity. This could be romance as well. Brimming with emotions and falling into love happens. A fresh start or a new beginning of any relationship it could denote. 2 of Cups, partnership, relationship, balance, equality. Imagery, a man and a woman face each other, eye to eye, each offering the other a cup. Between them is a strange symbol, the caduceus of Hermes and a lion's head. The caduceus is a central rod entwined by 2 snakes. The maiden is dressed in the colors of the high priestess, blue and white, while the young man wears a tunic and boots similar to those of the fool. Even the colors of his tunic, yellow, red, and black, are similar to those of the fool. The combination of the fool's meaning of beginnings and risk along with the high priestess's intuition reveals that a brand new relationship may be in the cards. The maiden is crowned with an olive garland, while our fool sports a garland of red flowers. Summary: the 2 of Cups symbolizes a special union. It's a call to reflect on the balance and dynamic of that relationship. There's potential for new relationships to form and bonds to be made. And there's going to be equality in the connection you're dealing with. 3 of Cups, friendship, community, celebration. Imagery, 3 maidens are raising their cups in a joint toast. They are so close together they almost appear as one. The maidens are barefoot and free, their robes flowing, and together they appear to be dancing. Fully engaged with life, 2 women raise their cups with their right hands, and the other toasts with her left hand. The right hand is the hand of giving and the left hand receives, so their poses shows they are able to both give and receive abundantly. The 3 of Cups is also a card of earthly pleasures, symbolized by the garden of flowers and plentiful ripe fruits. Summary: the 3 of Cups is about your sense of belonging. This card is asking you to enjoy the community and friendships around you. They are a great place of joy and celebration. This card also shows celebration. 4 of Cups, apathy, boredom, contemplation, disconnectedness. Imagery, a young man sits under a tree, his arms and legs crossed. 3 cups are set out in a row before him. From a cloud, a hand holds out a 4th cup, resembling the one on the Ace of Cups, symbolizing a new start. Although the hand appears at his eye level, his eyes are downcast, he is refusing to acknowledge the offered cup. Disenchanted, he appears to be looking discontentedly at the 3 cups on the grass, as if to indicate that the 4th cup, whatever it may represent, is bound to be just more of the same old thing. The young man's pose is defensive, and he has set himself apart from his own emotions and the possibility of change. Regardless of his mood, the sky is blue and the outlook is bright. The tree that gives him refuge is in full leaf. If he were to stand up and move around, he could enjoy the abundant life going on all around him. Summary: when the 4 of Cups shows up, you may be experiencing lack of feelings or not feelings and basically feeling disconnected. You could be spending time in boredom. Contemplation is needed on a situation. 5 of Cups, loss, grief, disappointment. Imagery: a figure shrouded in black, for mourning, contemplates 3 overturned cups. These are the 3 standing cups from the 4 of Cups, the previous card, which have been cast to the ground, spilling blood or wine and water. A small dwelling is set above a river, which flows under a bridge with 2 arches. The mourner is in unfamiliar territory, a place of sadness, away from comfort and emotional security, at least for the time being. The mourner is powerless in his loss, which may or may not be cruel. Yet what he doesn't appear to notice are the 2 vessels behind him, still standing. 3 cups are overturned, but there are 2 that he can grasp. All he needs to do is to turn around and see them. While he cannot change past events, it is up to him to make the best of what remains. Summary: the 5 of Cups is prompting you to find a silver lining after things have gone in a different direction you'd hoped for. Whatever has resulted is meant to be, and you should reflect on why the outcome wasn't what you initially wanted. Trust that whatever happened for your highest good. 6 of Cups, nostalgia, memories, childhood, reunion. Imagery: the 2 figures on this card look odd. An overgrown child in a red cap offering a cup to a girl dressed like an old woman in the garden of a manor house and tower. 1 cup stands on a stone podium with a heraldic shield, while 4 cups stand upright before them. Summary: the 6 of Cups is a nostalgic card. It asks you to reflect on the way things used to be. It shows up when someone from your past might be cycling back around, or it might ask you to reach out to someone who's been on your mind. 7 of Cups, choices, fantasy, illusion, daydreaming. Imagery: 7 cups appear to float in the sky, and a dark, anonymous figure seems to behold or even command them. Each cup has its own mini-cloud, rather like the Ace of Cups itself. And like the Ace multiplied, this card offers us 7 potential gifts or beginnings, but it is up to us to discern what is feasible. At the moment, we're like the foreground figure, in the shadows, trying to discern reality from fantasy. Each cup has an emergent symbol. The first cup shows a male face with curly hair, which echoes that of Archangel Michael. The tiny covered figure in the central cup. The snake in the third cup. The tower on the rock. The fifth cup shows overflowing jewels. The sixth cup shows a victory wreath like that on the Six of Wands. The seventh cup shows a salamander or dragon with a forked tongue. Summary: when you're at a crossroads, the Seven of Cups reminds you that a decision must be thought out carefully, as there might be a misleading force in your orbit. Pay attention to the choices available to you, sit with them. What choices are real and which ones are illusions? This card also shows you're daydreaming a lot. Eight of Cups, walking away, let go, abandonment. Imagery: we see the sun and moon combined. This is nighttime. Our hero turns away from his familiar surroundings under her light, guided by his instincts alone. The cloaked man has found a way forward. He has navigated a ribbon of pathway by the low rocks, which gives way to a soft riverbank, where he walks purposefully, supported by his staff. This can be likened to the magician's wand or the hermit's staff, a symbol of internal guidance. His red cloak shows he has the ability to manifest his intentions. We also sense he left his cups just moments ago. The gap in the top line of 3 cups still puts him among them, as if he has only just said good bye. With his back to us, he is firmly fixed on the mountain to the right. Summary: the Eight of Cups is a message to step away from a situation that has caused disappointment and return with fresh eyes. It's hard to let go of something that meant a lot to you, but you're asked to create distance and develop yourself right now in that process. Or it could simply denote someone leaving you. 9 of Cups, pleasure, contentment, luxury, emotional stability. Imagery: a seated male figure is encircled by 9 cups on a table. Radiant with pride, he shows off what he has in life. The cups are trophies, rewards for his past efforts, on display for all to see. As the table is covered with a cloth, there is also a sense of banqueting, the table set ready to welcome a party. Secure in his role as benefactor, it is the man's joy to share his riches with others. He is perfectly comfortable with this abundance, sitting squarely on a low bench wearing a cap and hose. Summary: what are your biggest hopes and wishes right now? The 9 of Cups is a contentment card, meaning you will have your basic needs fulfilled and you will be satisfied. And also a lot of pleasure would come into your life. So it's not just about basic needs. It's much more than that. Relationships will have emotional stability. 10 of Cups, happiness, fulfillment, celebration, happy family. Imagery: here is an idealized family scene, mother, father, and their 2 children, who are dancing. We see their home, established above a river, and from the river plain below, the couple beholds 10 glowing cups in the sky, arranged on a rainbow arc. The river flows, trees grow, and not one cloud can be seen. This family lives in abundance, shown also by their smart clothing, and they appear to be celebrating their achievement. Summary: 10 cups is happy family or fulfillment or marriage. You're being called to open up and accept the good coming your way, especially if you've been closed off. You're ready for pleasure and joy, but you need to allow it to come in. It could even show having kids. Page of Cups, delightful surprise, inner child, intuition. Imagery, a fairy tale page holds a cup, contemplating a fish within it, which appears to look up at him as if about to communicate. The page stands on dry land, and behind him water flows. Perhaps the fish has sprung from this river or ocean. The page's tunic is decorated with water lilies. The scarf around his hat flows down around his shoulders. Summary: the Page of Cups indicates a delightful surprise is coming your way in life, which you are likely to not expect. It is encouraging you to follow your intuition wherever you, as well as let your inner child have some fun. Do what your inner child asks you to do. Knight of Cups, messenger, romance, adventure. Imagery: this is a proud knight indeed. With his heroic helmet topped with the wings of Hermes, Greek god of communication, he sits astride a dainty steed. Shiny and poised, he is dressed more for appearance than warfare. As traditionally knights all have a quest, this knight's quest is love, signified by two elements on the card: his outstretched, empty cup, symbol of his quest for the holy grail of love, and the river flowing through the valley, which signifies that he will follow the course of his feelings. Summary: a love opportunity that sweeps you off your feet is on its way to you, or maybe you are the one doing the offering, and your love life will be filled with adventure. Someone could be bringing a message to you. Queen of Cups, calm, compassion, comfort. Imagery: the Queen of Cups can be considered as an aspect of card 3, the Empress, or a mother archetype. She respectfully holds up her treasure, an ornate golden chalice, with a cross atop it and two praying angels fixed on either side. The chalice is closed. On the card are three water babies, one holding the prosperity symbol of the fish and the other two a pair, like the Queen's sign of Gemini, sitting on each side of the throne top. Summary: the Queen of Cups is a symbol of compassion and calmness. She is comfortable in her skin, so it denotes comfort also. She is a nurturing figure who is instinctively able to understand your emotions. She is generous and kind-hearted. King of Cups, compassion, control, balance. Imagery: the King of Cups can be considered as an aspect of card 4, the Emperor, or a father archetype. He sits on a throne in the sea or ocean, comfortable but rock-steady despite the stormy outlook. The sailing ship on the horizon is listing in high winds, and waves are rising against a sky of white-gray. His throne is shell-shaped and, given this king's apparent cool despite his isolation, echoes Greek god Triton, the merman who blew through a conch shell to control the rise and fall of the waves. His emblem is the fish, for prosperity and faith, or passion, worn as an amulet around his neck. A small dolphin or fish also leaps into the picture from the left. The water is green, turquoise, and gray, the many colors of the emotions. On his crown are waves and red jellyfish. Summary: the King of Cups is a card denoting compassion, control, and balance. While it is important to be gentle, balance in life cannot be achieved without some moderate amount of control. He is not devoid of feelings, but rather apt in understanding and application of feelings altogether. Suit of Pentacles. What do the Pentacles tarot cards mean in a reading? The Suit of Pentacles represents your finances, work, and material possessions. Pentacles cards often appear in readings about career and financial wealth. Negative aspects include being possessive, greedy, and overly materialistic, overindulgence and not exercising, mismanaging one's finances, and being career-focused to the detriment of other life priorities. The remedy to these negative aspects is often a return to nature to ground oneself and rediscover what is truly important. Generally, Pentacles people are practical, career-minded, down-to-earth, and generous. Pentacles tarot cards often represent the Earth astrological signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. What does it mean when a tarot reading is mostly Pentacles tarot cards? Should a tarot reading be predominantly Pentacles cards, you are seeking solutions to what are primarily material conflicts, financial matters, and concerns about your career and work. The cards of the Suit of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, new venture, opportunity, prosperity. Imagery, a hand appears from a cloud, offering a single golden coin. It is the only card of the suit to show a coin with a double border, as if to emphasize its value. The scene below the coin and hand depicts cultivated lilies and a rose garden with an arch forming an oval window, looking onto a mountain view. This is wealthy land, where the owners can afford to grow their own lilies, symbols of purity. The clear view beyond the roses to white peaks. The perfect garden, abundant with beautiful blooms. The coin is offered with the right hand. The golden coin is engraved with the symbol of the pentagram, which appears on all the cards of this suit. Summary: new material blessings are on their way to you, and the Ace of Pentacles is here to remind you to seize any opportunity that will help you access them. There's an energy of abundance here, and you're asked to say yes to any new offers that are coming in. New ventures could happen. Two of Pentacles, adapting to change, balance, priorities, flexibility. Imagery, a young man appears to be dancing, holding two coins joined on a green thread in the shape of a figure 8, for infinity and the continuity of life. The same symbol appears in card I, the Magician, and 8, strength. Summary: the Two of Pentacles is letting you know you have a lot going on. It invites you to make changes to focus on one task at a time to avoid spreading yourself too thin. Learn how to prioritize by establishing better routines and creating to-do lists. Avoid multitasking so you can be more sustainable in your approach. It shows third-party situation in relationships, or in life in general. This third party could be a person or stress or work, etc. Three of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, building. Imagery: the Three of Pentacles shows a stonemason at work on a church, following a plan held up by a figure clad in a strange orange cloak. A monk stands by, observing the work on his building. Our mason stands on a workbench, similar to that shown on the Eight of Pentacles. Both the 3 and the 8 show a craftsman at work. The man in 8 has finished his apprenticeship and graduated into the 3, the qualified craftsman who works independently. The 3 coins are a part of the church's design. His ideas are embedded in the structure of the building. The mason is working by a half-open door. He wears a tunic of rich purple. It's also notable that the mason appears in a public space, where he can be seen. Of note, too, this is the only Pentacles card that shows the coins in black. Summary: the Three of Pentacles reminds you that it's okay to ask for help and to use the resources around you. This card asks you to focus on teamwork and collaboration. You don't have to do everything by yourself right now. Four of Pentacles: conservation, security, frugality. Be careful not to be stingy. Imagery: the male figure we see on the Four of Pentacles has set himself up as a king, complete with a simple crown and stone throne, set just a little above the town behind him. He has a foot on each on 2 coins, one attached to his crown, and one held tight against the center of his body. Symbolically, his money grounds him. At his feet, it is literally at his heart, at the center of his being. And at the crown of the head, it reflects his mindset and beliefs. His arms, wrapped around the sides of the coin, almost look unnaturally twisted in his effort to have physical contact with every part of its curve. He has made sure that no other hand can touch it, but it has also become a part of his identity. Wearing his coin on his crown means he is proud to show he is now a person of means, and has risen through the ranks of the streets in the background to become a self-made man of note. He holds the central coin rather like a wheel. Summary: things have been imbalanced in the material world, and the Four of Pentacles is telling you to be conscious of your finances. In a more general sense, it's about taking a conservative approach in whatever situation you're dealing with. Focusing on your own stability is vital right now, but you shouldn't let it get the best of you either. It also shows someone being possessive about you. 5 of Pentacles: suffering, poverty, need, hardship, insecurity. Imagery: the 5 of Pentacles features a snow scene showing 2 impoverished people suffering a harsh winter. The beggar in the Rider-Waite deck appears to be a small grown man, an adult Tiny Tim, still struggling to survive years on. Around his neck is a bell. The woman accompanying him is barefoot and gray-haired, wearing a red cloak. The pair are fixed on surviving the elements and do not notice the window above, with its depiction of a money tree of 5 coins and a safe, solid property behind it. Even if the paupers could raise their heads to face the biting wind, this idyllic scene would seem a world away from their reality. The stained glass also reminds us of church windows. As the man and woman are not part of the church and do not venture inside, there is a sense of being excluded from a spiritual community. Summary: the 5 of Pentacles senses a loss and highlights feelings of disappointment or distress. It shows you're disabled by the circumstances and thus suffering in this way. Your needs could be going unmet in life, and you be feeling insecure. Poverty and hardship is hitting you, and you are out there in the cold. Six of Pentacles, sharing, generous, giving and receiving, helping hand, charity, God's support. Imagery, like the figure of card 11, Justice, the young nobleman on the Six of Pentacles holds a pair of scales, and he is dressed in red, the color of energy and practicality. His mantle is purple. He wears a blue-striped tunic. Our nobleman is judicious, weighing the situation with the scales of mercy in his left hand and giving out coins with his right hand. The two figures kneeling before him are beggars. One is wounded, wearing sackcloth and a bandage around his head, the other, young and poor, his blue cloak bearing a patch. Because of his blue, we know he is experiencing true poverty and deserves help. The men exist in a barren place beyond the city walls and its greenery, and there is nothing to succor them. The white sky gives a feeling of uncertainty. It is not yellow and joyful, nor blue for clarity, but this wealthy man gives money regardless of what the outcome might be. Summary: the Six of Pentacles is about generosity and supporting others, the act of giving and receiving in relationships. I also see it denoting universe or God providing for your needs and doing justice to you. It can denote charity. Seven of Pentacles, hard work, perseverance, diligence, mess, chaos. Imagery: a young man considers his treasure, 6 coins arranged on a vine and a seventh at his feet. This is the same vine we see on the bounty cards of this suit, the joyful 4 of Pentacles, luxury-loving 9, the established 10, and the wealthy king. Here, on the 7 of Pentacles, the vine is established, with large, healthy leaves, but there are no grapes. The plant is not mature enough yet to bear its full fruit. The man leans on his hoe, his magical object of transformation, as he painstakingly tends the land to nurture his vine. Slowly and with effort, it will bear him fruit. Summary: everything in front of you is messed up, and you're working on it. You might be interested in it, or you might not be interested in it. But the thing is, you're fighting to work hard for it, to come out of these chaos. It is something that requires hard work. 8 of Pentacles, skill, talent, craftsmanship, apprenticeship, education, achievement. Imagery: the 8 of Pentacles depicts an apprentice at work. He is highly productive, and the tree displays his creations. He works hard, and has 8 coins to show for it. Dressed in blue and red, for energy and truth of purpose, he also wears a black apron, the vestment of a mason or smith. While the apron gives him practical protection during his work, the color black figuratively symbolizes protection, just like the merchant's black cloak on the 4 of Pentacles. While the atmosphere he works in is uncertain, the impassive gray-white sky gives no clue to future trends, unlike other cards with blue or sunny skies to set the tone. He keeps his head down regardless, attentive to his task. The city in the background is distant, so he may have made a conscious decision to study or work away from familiar comforts. Summary: the Eight of Pentacles is urging you to minimize distractions around you and get to work. This card is about honing your skills with endurance, repetition, and an impeccable work ethic. Nine of Pentacles, rewards, savings, independence, investment, fruits of labor. Imagery, here we have a country idol, a manor house protected by hills, and before us, a woman standing proud in her vineyard. These are grapes she has cultivated herself, shown by the two green loops holding the vines to wooden supports on the right of the card. In this rich and plentiful land, the lady of the house tends her 9 coins and lays her right hand over 1 coin protectively. Her treasure might remind us of hay bales, harvested and piled in summer fields, their circular ends stacked like the faces of coins. Note that the piles of coins are unequal. She keeps 6 to her right and 3 to her left. Those on her right feel like hers to keep, while those on the left might be coins to give away. By ensuring she gives away less than she receives, she will maintain her standard of living. Her hat is red, for passion and energy, and the lining of her gown is also red. Summary: the Nine of Pentacles is a reminder to appreciate what you have while you have it and to celebrate how far you've come. You have finally received the recognition you deserve for all of your efforts. Allow yourself to embrace the praise and acknowledgement. 10 of Pentacles, legacy, inheritance, culmination, windfall, stability. Imagery: a happy couple and their dogs face each other under an archway, the formal entrance to a prosperous home. We spy a house in a walled courtyard, and there is a prominent high tower. An older man looks on, seated in a throne-like chair. He is the King of Pentacles grown old, now with white hair, but still wearing his grapevine cloak. By his presence alone, he appears to give the pair his blessing. It is now their turn to inherit the values of the family through marriage. We see 3 generations here: the grandfather king, his son or daughter and their beloved, and a small child, presumably theirs or the offspring of another relative. Each generation seems quite separate from one another, but they happily share the same space. Summary: the 10 of Pentacles is asking you, how do you want to be remembered? Take note of your values and reflect on what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. It's a lucky card that shows you have community support, incoming wealth, and clear purpose. Page of Pentacles, dreams, desire, new opportunity. Imagery: he holds the money lightly, like a precious object, a gift that will become an accolade, an award for his talents. Around him are low mountains, plowed fields, grass, and trees, a landscape of plenty. 4 trees in the distance. Summary: having high hopes and dreams is a great thing, but the Page of Pentacles is signaling a guide who will teach you how to dream realistically. This card is a messenger of good news and opportunity being near. Also, it could denote someone desires you. Knight of Pentacles, efficiency, hard work, routine. Imagery: this is the only knight of the tarot's 4 minor suits whose horse is at rest, which seems at odds with the usual mission of a knight, galloping boldly onward to fulfill a quest. The steed of the Knight of Pentacles, built more for pulling a plow than raging into battle. The plumes on the horse bridle and the knight's helmet are green, the color of nature. The knight holds his coin in his right hand, which is the same color yellow as the sky. Summary: the Knight of Pentacles highlights your dedication and ambition. It's a confirmation that your goals will be met, but only if you keep the same endurance. This card is also about being of service to others in a realistic manner and being ready and confident to come in and help. Queen of Pentacles, practicality, creature comfort, financial security. Imagery: the Queen of Pentacles is an aspect of card 3, the Empress, or Mother archetype. The Queen of Cups is the heart, the Queen of Swords, the mind, and the Queen of Wands, the soul, and 3, the Empress. Our Queen of Pentacles is the physical, or material, side of the Mother, the aspect that deals with money, property, and practical concerns to make our lives secure. This queen looks down upon her golden coin and to the earth itself, earth being her suit element. All around her are symbols of spring and fertility: the hair, lush vegetation, flowing water, and flowers. The rose briar is also seen on card 8, strength, and the magician, which also shares the dominant colors of red and yellow. The land is part cultivated and part wild, giving the sense that work is ongoing and that the queen is comfortable in nature and in the domain of her own garden or yard. Summary: you're focused on expanding your net worth, and the Queen of Pentacles is cheering you on while also reminding you to stay grounded. This card shows maturity when it comes to material matters, and that you don't have to work yourself to death in order to find success. King of Pentacles, abundance, security, power. Imagery: the King of Pentacles is an aspect of card 4, the Emperor, or Father archetype. The 4 bulls' heads on the king's throne stand for Aries, one of his zodiac signs. The king has his right foot on the head of a boar. His foot and leg are armored. Crown is decorated with red flowers and fleurs de lis, 3-petaled lilies or irises, ancient Egyptian fertility symbols. On the card, vines grow plentifully around the bulls on the throne of the King of Pentacles and creep onto his robes as a pattern of leaves and red grapes. He holds a scepter in his right hand and his precious coin in his left, which rests on his knee. He is protected by a stone wall, and it seems he is stationed within castle battlements, as we can see the castle keep and towers on the right of the card. Summary: the King of Pentacles symbolizes a major milestone is on the horizon in terms of money or knowledge. This is a card of abundance, security, and power. What a combination to have to be an actual king. He is a fatherly figure who is happy to share all that he has accumulated.